Welcome to my first video. I'm Lennon. I've been working on a game over the course of a few months and decided that it was time to share it. For this video, I'm just going to talk a bit about me and explain the game up to this point. Then I'm going to talk about future plans. For a bit of backstory, I'm a high school student and I am working to become a software engineer after I go to college. I've been making art as far back as I can remember and have been interested in programming since early on too. I started trying to learn Unity when I was about 14, then dropped it a month in. When I was about 15 or 16, I picked up Krita. Made one game that I never released, then dropped it too. At some point, though, I found a Fluffy Potato. I watched some of their videos and saw that they didn't use a game engine. That's sorta what inspired me to start using Pygame. Then for a while I went on and off using Pygame, but this is the first project I am really committed to. So the game is a fast-paced tower defense game with base building and monster catching. It's a bit of a mouthful. The hook is that instead of buying towers from a shop, you have to catch enemies to use them as towers. Think like Pokemon, but as a tower defense game. The game's name is TRAPLETS. I named it after the creatures you'll be catching during the game. When I started the project, I was still just getting comfortable with Pygame and was using object-oriented programming. I later decided to move more towards a entity component system style architecture, and have been using it since then. Basically, entities hold data which tells systems how they should act. That's what ECS is. What I have isn't true ECS, it's sort of a hybrid of ECS and object-oriented programming, but it's working for the project and I like it. I was also vibe coding a lot back then, and didn't understand half of my code. But eventually, I felt I was relying too much on AI and restarted from scratch. I didn't think I was growing with it, and I also didn't understand most of my code. In the game, you're going to be defending a base from onslaughts of monsters who appear in hordes. You'll gather Prisma energy to build up your base and defend against the waves of enemies. Near the end of the wave, a trial will occur, and you'll have to complete an objective of some form to catch the creature you want. Trials are going to be pretty difficult by nature, but they're also going to be the only way you get more towers. To choose which enemy to catch, you select it before the wave starts from the wave info menu. You will only be able to catch a single enemy per wave, with possible bonuses if you don't catch sometimes. This is all just concept right now, obviously. Currently none of this is implemented just yet. Right now the game is actually pretty simple. You just play stuff, enemies move right up to it, and that's about it. You can select placed entities, they have different colors, and you can destroy them. It's definitely a lot more complicated under the hood, especially in the placement system, but still pretty simple in general. I struggled a lot with making the placement work with footprints, and had issues with buildings overlapping or blocking tiles not in their footprint. Eventually I got it working though, and now the structures place and can have footprints, basically just different tile sizes. Destroying them also deletes all of their tiles and removes them entirely. I also had a hard time with enemies. I had to make my own A-star system from scratch, mostly because I was too stubborn to grab it from someone else. I'm actually glad I did though. It taught me how all of that works. Enemies will tell the grid where they are and update the grid to keep track of it now. The pathfinding system is simple in heavy quotations. Coding it was an absolute nightmare. It finds the most recently pathed building and tells the enemy to go to the closest side of it. That's about it, but still, coding it was atrocious. Obviously, there are still some issues. Sometimes the enemies will move through a block tile, and right now you can even place on top of an enemy. That's all stuff I plan to fix in the future though, and I think that catches up to the present. Right now, I am working on making the enemies choose a target instead of just going for whatever you place immediately. I am gonna keep it simple for now. They will only have 2 possible targets, the base and maybe a preferred one. Then I am gonna work on some entity separation, making the enemies push each other a little so they're not stacked up on one tile. And then I plan to work on combat and resources, because, well, obviously those are going to be a huge part of the gameplay too. That's where I'm at so far. I plan to keep working on this project and posting as I make progress. This is really my first time doing anything like this, like making scripts, editing, even recording my game. So I don't exactly have a schedule or anything, and as much as I would like to promise a devlog weekly, I have school and other life stuff, so that's probably out of the question. And I figure something for that out, I will be sure to let you know. That's all. I'll see you next time. Be safe.